What's up, guys? Welcome back to Black Beyond Borders. Since I live overseas, I want to give my thoughts on the Passport Bros. If you guys don't know who the Passport Bros are a group of men that travel overseas to date women overseas. You know, a lot of them typically frequent Colombia, the Dominican Republic, and they've been kind of spreading all over, Thailand and the Philippines. They pretty much just go all over, and their main objective is to, date overseas. When I first found out about the Passport Bros some years ago, I didn't know it was about dating. I just thought it was about traveling because, hey, I live overseas, so these guys live overseas. Let me see what they got going on. And then I found out what they're about. It's, kind of just, their main focus is dating. So I'm going to give my take on the Passport Bros. You got one side of the spectrum. They are for the Passport Bros. They agree, these American women suck and blah, blah, blah. And then you got this other side. They're like, oh, you Passport Bros are so lame and y'all couldn't get no girls back in the U.S. So you come over here and you take advantage, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to give my take on what I think of the joint. So here's some of the stuff I agree with the Passport Bros about women overseas being better. Yes, if you know me personally, I'm not talking about on this camera, I'm talking about personally. I feel a certain type of way about this topic, and I'm very vocal about this in person. And yes, dating outside of the U.S. is 100% better. Dating in the U.S. is a complete shit show now. It's terrible, and it's only gotten worse with social media. Just the ridiculous standards that American women have, all these ridiculous, unrealistic standards, their attitude, their behavior, entitlement. I don't need to go into all of that. I mean, y'all can just search the internet. I mean, this stuff has been on Fox News now. That's how big it's gotten. But the behavior in the dating scene in America, where normal guys who would have had no problem finding someone years ago, today are struggling. And there's this term called hoflation.
Hoflation.
Yes, totally.
Hoflation. So modern men have to work 5 times harder than their grandfathers did for women 20 times worse than what their grandmothers were.
I don't blame, guys for wanting to go overseas. I mean, look, even me, and I'll admit this, I was having difficulties dating, dating in the Atlanta area. It's terrible. I made videos on this as well. It's awful. And then when I come overseas, I'm able to meet nice, great women that, treat me well and respect me and actually support my vision and support my dreams. I wasn't getting that back home. And I can't really blame the guys. If you're just a normal guy, like I'm a normal guy, it's harder. Not everyone is a 6'3" millionaire. I'm sorry, not everyone is that. So yeah, I agree on that. The ability to find a girlfriend or a wife or love or whatever. It seems in the U.S. dating is not even about love. It's just about transactional purposes now. What you can do for me, what I can do for you. It seems just all transactional now. It doesn't seem, about genuine love. In the U.S., I believe 50% of marriages end in divorce, and 70% of them are initiated by women. So with that being said, I mean, is it really about love? Whereas you go overseas, you're meeting women that, want to find a partner, want to find a husband, they want to be a wife. There's not much feminism in these other countries. And me living overseas, I've talked to women, non-American women, women from Eastern Europe or Latin America. I've asked them their opinions about this feminism and all this other stuff. They think all this stuff is ridiculous. They think it's just pure stupid. So yeah, and a lot of them they embrace being feminine, whereas in the West, for some reason we're embracing women being masculine, and they for some reason think that that's okay when it's not. Masculine men don't want that. So you go overseas to, find, a woman that wants to be a wife, wants to be a, supporter or whatever. Another thing I agree with this, just the traveling. Like I live overseas. When I moved overseas, I didn't move to find love. I moved because I wanted to get the hell up out of where I was at, and I wanted something new. I needed a change. And I think the thing with the passport bros, if they can move aside the whole women stuff, you get to, travel, see different cultures, experience a new lifestyle. I think those are the good aspects of it, just traveling. I think we, especially as Americans, we need to travel more. There is a big ass world out here, and we need to see it. Now, some of the things I do not like about the passport bros is, they go out and they hurt women and they repeat the cycle. These are the same guys that, there's no good women, these women here are terrible, blah, blah, blah. But then they go overseas and they meet these nice women, and then they turn around and hurt them and do wrong by them, do them dirty. And it's like, okay, what was the purpose of you even coming here? Did you want to find a partner, or did you want to sleep around? You couldn't sleep around back in the US. So what do? You come over to these countries and you take advantage of these nice girls that, aren't about that. A lot of these girls, they're not with the whole like one night stand, hookup stuff. A lot of them aren't. In the West, yeah, that's like celebrated. But a lot of these like, go to like Eastern Europe or, whatever, they're not really on that stuff. So a lot of them, they repeat the cycle of it. Are you looking for a good woman? Are you looking for a wife or whatever? Or are you just looking to thought around? If you're looking to thought around, that's fine. We men, we all, kind of do that, But, don't sit here and say, the women in America suck and I'm looking for a good woman, but then you go overseas and then you have a good woman, but you're out here doing her dirty, doing her wrong. And another thing, women are still women. Look, we can sit here and say, these group of women are better than this group of women, or whatever, right? Not every American girl is awful. Not every girl overseas is an angel. At the end of the day, women are still women. You're going to be good women, you're going to be bad women. So if you're thinking that moving overseas is going to, solve your problem, got another thing coming. Look, I've been here for a while, dated women from all over. And at the end of the day, they're still women. And I don't mean that as in, they're bad. I don't mean that. What I mean by that does not mean that the woman is going to be anything magical, meaning she's still a woman. You still have to understand her and do all the game and stuff like that you got to do to pursue a woman. It's not going to just come at the snap of a finger. You're not just going to exist and she's going to just come running to you. That's not how it works. If you think she's going to just come into your arms, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And another thing, the passport bros, not all of them, but some of these guys, man, they're just lame. Like I'm calling it like it is. They're lame. A lot of these guys are just lame. They couldn't get girls in the US, so they come overseas to find a girl or whatever. A lot of these dudes, man, they're pretty lame. Now there are passport bros I've seen that are married, happily married, and I'm happy for them. But a lot of these guys, they're just lame, and a lot of them they use their money to try to get women or whatever. And of course, women are going to see right through that. Some of these girls, they see that you're a simp, using your money or whatever to try to get her. They know you're a simp, and they're going to use that to your advantage. Here's the thing. If you couldn't really get girls back in the US, it's not going to make a difference overseas if you don't improve yourself. Whether it be your, personality, your fashion. I don't know. I'm not a dating coach, man. I'm just a dude in a stupid ass blue shirt talking shit. But you get what I'm saying. That just because you couldn't do it in the US don't mean, it's going to magically happen here. No. Like at the end of the day, you still need to, work on you. Moving overseas is not going to solve your problems. It's not going to solve it. Even me, I had the success here in China, but I couldn't keep a lot of the girls I was seeing. I had to work on myself. That's what I had to do. I had to make those changes because at the end of the day, it ain't the girls, it's me. You know what I'm saying? So you got to work on yourself. And some of these guys, man, they're just lame. Yeah, that's my take on it. And one of the things people always say, the girls overseas, they just want you for a green card. I'm going to speak from my experience. Personally, I have not met anybody overseas that has wanted to use me for a green card. Now, in the US, I've met some girls that wanted to use me for a green card or whatever. But since living in China for 7 years, meeting women from all over, none of them have any interest in it. As a matter of fact, to be honest, a lot of them don't have positive opinions about the US. So because of their negative views of the US, they're less likely want to come anyway. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women I meet, they already have their stuff together. You know, they got their careers and they got their stuff together. They don't need, you know, need a what's the they don't need a sugar daddy. Yeah. Of course some women do, but just from my experience, you know, I haven't met any women that did that. So overall, I understand what the Passport Bros is for. As someone that struggled dating in the US and has found much more success here in China, I understand it. I'm not against it. But at the same time, if you're looking to repeat the cycle of hurting women, then just stay in the US and do that. And also work on yourself, because some of you dudes are pretty lame. But that's my take on it. I don't have no beef with the Passport Bros. Like I said, I'm not a Passport Bro. I'm not affiliated with them. I do not know a member of them in person, but I just know about them. I think we've all kind of known about it if you're in that manosphere or whatever. Which the manosphere and red pill, that stuff getting lame now, man. It used to be cool. Now all these dudes is lame. But anyway, that's my take on it. If you got any questions about China, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on the IG at _Uncle Money. Follow my store on Instagram at Dripped Out Style. I sell shoes, purses, wigs, a bunch of other things. Y'all go check it out. Check out my other YouTube channels as well. All right, peace.